I rise to second the motion ably moved by my good friend, Dr. Tanko Nunu, the Chairman, House Committee on Health Services. I so second.
Respected colleagues, the question is that the matter is urgent and that we suspend our rules to allow Honorable Sununu to take his motion. Those in favor say aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Sununu, go ahead and present their motion to the House.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleague, I thank you for this rare privilege. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleague, the House notes that Kebbi State has been previously reputed to be one of the very peaceful state in Nigeria until a few years ago. The state is entirely agrarian and a major stakeholder in the food security implementation framework of the federal government. It also notes that security of life, property, and welfare of every citizen being part of fundamental objectives and directive principle of state policy from the foundation base of good governance, constitute fundamental human rights and the true basis of existence of every government. Further notes that insecurity in Kebbi South Senatorial District, especially in Sakaba, Danko-Osagu, Ingaski, and Shanga local governments areas of Kebbi State, has brought untold hardship, loss of precious lives and property in those areas. It again further notes that worsening humanitarian crisis as a result of the geometrically exploding population of internally displaced persons in the major cities of Yaoundé, Zuru, and many other towns in the area. Aware that about 10 days ago, bandits from their base in neighboring state invaded the area, killed many people, including women and children, and kidnapped many people who are still in their captivity, roasted cow, burnt down Tungan Zarume of Shanga local government, and returned back to their base unchallenged. Also aware that in the last 8 months, similar incursion led to the kidnap of several people, including students of Federal Government College, Bini Yaoundé, some of whom are still in the kidnap den. Further worried that in the last 3 days, and still ongoing, the bandits are still operating in the area unchallenged. The current attack is unprecedented, with killing of more than 60 NSAK, the local volunteers in Zuru area, of which video was shared even in our platform, and brought 4 people in Ingaski, and about 4 people in Ingaski were killed, with many displaced from their homes. This current attack has left many women as widows, many children as orphans, many families in this area with situation of abject misery and utter hopelessness. It has also brought down all economic activities in the area, affected a halt. Many schools deserted by pupils and students and teachers in order to save their lives, despite the fact that the academic calendar is still running. Concerned that if no urgent remedial and deterrent action is taken to arrest the insensate attack in Kebbi South, it has the capacity to make the area ungovernable, worsen the level of poverty as many social services are already affected, increase the level of illiteracy of the areas due to poor school attendance and disorganized academic calendar, and further worsen the health status of the people and social cohesion in the area, as nobody has the ability to sleep with 2 eyes closed as at now. Also concerned that this has the potential of spreading to other parts of the country, even as it constitutes a major threat against the corporate existence of our nation. Further concerned that mobilization of security operations to tackle the situation is the responsibility of federal government. The delay in getting assistance to complement the effort of state government through local vigilante, few but poorly equipped security personnel in the area always gave the bandits the opportunity to freely operate with ease and cause major casualties as is being witnessed now in the ongoing attack, and further go back to their bases safely. The House therefore resolved to urge the federal government to mobilize military, ground and air troops, and other security personnel within the shortest possible time to bring to an end the ongoing attack and take fight to the basis of the bandits. 2, urge National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to provide immediate relief material and assist in addressing the humanitarian crisis in the affected areas. Urge the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Air Force, Nigerian Police, and other security agencies to do more as it concerns the emergency response preparedness that has the capacity to reduce the frequency of an armed attack in the area. The House order calls for establishment of a battalion base of Nigerian Army in Bini Yawuri of Ingeski local government and Sakaba town of Sakaba local government of Kebbi State, and also to enhance the operational efficiency and the capacity of all other enforcement agencies, including reinforcing the army formation at Zuru in order to address the demand of the current security challenges. Further, urge the federal government to declare emergency on security in the Northwest and all other affected parts in Nigeria. The House also called the House to observe a mini-silent and pay condolence visits to Kebbi State Government, Yawuri and Zuru Emirate Council. Further call on governmental and non-governmental organizations to assist in addressing the humanitarian crisis arising from the insensate attack and call for immediate commencement. Further call for immediate commencement of the implementation of the outcome of House Representative Summit on Security presented to Mr. Speaker. Urge the government to intervene by rescuing remaining students and other remaining students of Federal Government College Bini Yawuri that are still with bandits and other people recently kidnapped. Finally, direct the House Committee on Defense, Army, Air Force, Police, and internally displaced persons to investigate the reasons of the insensate attack in the area, assess the situation, and report to the House in 2 weeks, and also to ensure compliance with other resolution. Mr. Speaker, I so moved.
Seconded to the motion. Honorable Jiga.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, my dear honorable colleagues. I am Mohammed Umar Jega, representing Aliru Gondu Jega Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion, heavily moved by my honorable colleague, as a second. Thank you.
Sununu, you still want to throw more light?
To make this very important presentation today. Mr. Speaker, there are many things that are really obvious as far as it concerns the Kebbi South Senatorial District. Does not in doubt that one, there is no base of bandits in Kebbi State. Two, the bandits travel for a distance of not less than 200 to 250 kilometers before they can hit their target. It is also noted that they move in troops of hundreds in motorbike. This time around, they split themselves into 3 groups, each with mission to attack a specific area. It was also not in doubt that the local community try as much as possible with few ill-equipped security personnel on ground, along with state government, to ensure that local security is boosted. But however, the number, the capacity, and armed ammunition used by those bandits overpowered the local effort by the state government in collaboration with volunteer groups. Mr. Speaker, is also not in doubt that there is enough intelligence to track the routes of the bandits right from the time they left their bases to where they are going to attack. And this attack not only run a few minutes or hours, but in days. This has brought a lot of concern and has led to many people fleeing the area to where they seem to be protected. Mr. Speaker, Yauri Emirate is peculiar. In the western part of Yauri is Bank of River Niger. In the eastern part is hill and mountains. This made it very difficult for anybody inside Yauri to have an escape route. And this has caused for a lot of concern. As it is now, Mr. Speaker, the humanitarian crisis in Zuru Emirate, Yauri Emirate, is unprecedented, and I don't think the capacity of the state government can handle such a situation. And therefore, there is need for intervention by the federal government. Mr. Speaker, this House has once paid a visit to Kebbi State when we have a calamity of group mishap. And I think it's also appropriately for this House to also pay a condolence visit to those areas, and also to make a stronger resolution. Mr. Speaker, we have a responsibility. We are another tier of government. We must work to ensure that we push the executive to also work hard, so that what is fundamental and that is lacking in this, as far as now, the protection and safety of life and properties must be restored in the shortest possible time. Mr. Speaker, we are all aware, 2023 is is just around the corner. And I'm sure it has the capacity to worsen also the current situation of the country. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I do hope my colleagues, this motion will receive the importance it deserves, so as to ensure that the Kebbi South Central District and the entire nation is protected for the good governance of this country. Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. That's have it. Eh? You say? The gavel has gone. Point of order. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Ndudi Godwin Elubelu, and I represent the good people of Anocho Federal Constituency. I'm from Delta State. Mr. Speaker, I come order 8 to 4 and 7, matter of urgent national importance, and also trying to seek the leave of the House to suspend the relevant rule to enable me to take this matter. Mr. Speaker, this has to do with the young girl that was recently murdered in a cold-blooded way in Lagos State. Her name is Oluwa Bamishe Ayomola. This young girl, of course, on that fateful day, left the house to do some other things, but unfortunately she met her death. And up to this moment, nothing has been said about it. And it keeps reoccurring. And I feel that it behoves on us on this floor that have been voted to represent the interests of our people to discuss this matter and take a decisive action on the matter. This is my submission, Mr. Speaker.
Those in favor that the matter is urgent, I will suspend. I will take it now. Can I have a second? Sorry, my sister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I am Kiruka Onyejoch. I represent the good people of Isuku Atumu Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. I rise to second the motion assembly moved by Minority Leader. I so second.
Those in favor that the matter is urgent and I will suspend. I will to take the matter now. Say aye. Against say nay. That's have it. Minority Leader, go ahead and present their motion.
Once again, I remain Honorable Ndudi Godwin Elumelu, and I represent the good people of Anocho Federal Constituency. I'm from Delta State. The House notes with serious concerns the rising cases of violence, incessant rape, and ritual killing of female Nigerians by criminally minded persons in various parts of the country as alarming, worrisome, and therefore the need for urgent reaction. The House further notes that these incessant attacks are hindering national productivity as it is occurring amongst people in the productive age group who are having to deal with the negative physical and psychological consequences of the vice. The House are aware that in the last 6 weeks, so many incidents have occurred that have made headlines, and the recent one being that of 22-year-old Miss Oluwa Bamishe Ayomola, whose corpse was found on Kata Bridge at Ogogoro community in Lagos Island 9 days after being declared missing by her family with some vital parts of her body missing. Further aware that Oluwabamiche was last seen on 26th of February 2022 after boarding a BRT bus number 240257 at about 7 p.m. around Chevron bus stop. The stop that there are allegations that the BRT driver earlier confessed of having carnal knowledge of late Miss Bamiche before killing her and harvesting some of her vital organs, only for the story to change after some influential Nigerians perceived to have intervened on his behalf. Further disturbed that many of these cases are underreported because of the stigma attached to such incidences and the molestation attached to it by the security agencies when such reports are made. They are therefore worried that according to the Nigerian Stability and Reconciliation Program, approximately 80 million Nigerian women and girls are victims of gender-based violence, which in turn fosters the spread of sexually transmitted diseases such as HIV, lack of self-confidence of victims, in most recent cases, death. The House is concerned that if serious sensitization on the preventive and elimination of gender-based violence is not embarked on to curb this menace, young girls and women across Nigeria will keep falling victims of sexual assault, rape, and continuous ritual killings. The House further concerned that as Nigerians, and representative of the people, who must realize that this is a fight that demands action from every one of us. Hence, the need to sing with a loud voice that there is no place in our country for those who commit this sort of violence, and this can be achieved by adopting a multifaceted approach that requires increase in advocacy and partnerships between government, the private sectors, and the grassroots. The House assured that the continuous reviews of the existing policies and laws on gender-based violence that accommodate the best practices and strategies will nip this scourge in the bud and reduce future occurrences. The House therefore resolved to urge federal government through the Nigerian Police and National Security and Intelligence to fast-track the investigations and ensure that the killers of Ms. Oluwabamiche Ayomola are brought to justice. Second, mandates the House Committee on Police Affairs and National Security and Intelligence to ensure compliance with the first prayer. And thirdly, observe a minute silence in honor of late Ms. Oluwabamiche Ayomola and other guests that may have faced the same ritual killings in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Seconder, Ganiu.
Okay, thank you. The State of Lagos.
It's on of Ganiu.
Okay. It was my mic that was on. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Abdul Johnson. I rise to second the motion ably moved by the minority leader of the House. I so second.
Respected colleagues, I believe this is a very straightforward motion, so I will now put the question. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. That's have it. Yes, sir. Honorable Flatter.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I am Abubakar Hassan Fulata. I represent Borneo Akrika Samaguri Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I'm from Jigawa State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I move that we suspend some sections of our rules to enable us to take more than one more than 2 motions of urgent national importance this morning. Thank you.
Seconder, Chairman information.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Odebo Mishebun is my name. I represent the good people of Surulere Ogolba Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by the chairman, Rules and Business. I so second.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Noli.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Nolem Naji. I'm from Enugu State. I represent in Kano East and West Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I come under Order 8-4 to move a motion on the urgent need to investigate the sudden scarcity and high cost of aviation fuel, and also move that the House do set aside our relevant rules to enable me to take this motion. I so move.
Yes.
Hey, come and use this one.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Honorable Ifeanyi Chudimoma, I speak for the people of Ihiala Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion of urgent importance moved by Honorable Nolin Naji, and also second that the House do suspend its rules so that he can take the matter. Thank you very much.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. Noli, go ahead and present your motions.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my motion is on the urgent need to investigate and intervene in the cost of aviation fuel, which has created an existential threat to airline operations and requires immediate intervention by the federal government. Mr. Speaker, the House notes that the current crisis in Eastern Europe has created so much global tension and has raised the cost of crude oil to over $125 per barrel at the international market, spiking the price of all petroleum products. Further notes that Nigeria imports 100% of Jet A1, that means aviation fuel, used by airlines in its flight operations, and its astronomical increase can impede on airline services. Acknowledge that this unprecedented increase in the price of all petroleum products was not taken into consideration in view of the fact that about a year ago, Jet A1 was selling for 190 naira per liter. Further acknowledge that as of yesterday, March 8, Jet A1 was selling for about 600 naira per liter and is not readily available. Concerned that the local oil marketers are demanding upfront cash payment before fueling aircraft. Observe that if urgent and immediate steps are not taken to ameliorate these challenges mentioned above, airlines and passengers will continue to suffer severe consequential economic and travel crises that might lead to total shutdown of air transport services. Resolve to, 1, urge the leadership of the House to urgently intervene so as to resolve these challenges within 24 hours. 2, in the interim, direct the oil marketers to make Jet A1 available immediately to airlines and discontinue the policy of upfront cash payment by airlines. I so moved.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, my name is Francis Charles Uduyos. I I represent Nicaragua, Sinkarani, Christian Obula, and from Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion assembly moved by Honorable Molly. I so second.
Respected colleagues, those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. You have explanation on the motion? In that case, if you want us to debate it, I think we should allow him to throw more light before your observation.
Okay.
Lead the debate first. Okay, you can lead the debate. Okay, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I just want to guide us in making our prayer so that, whatever prayer we are raising, we are moving now, has to do with the National Assembly or the House of Rep resolution. Just directing the marketers on the certain things that has to do with the price might not be effective. Why not calling on the body of the government shadow with the responsibility? Why? What is the matter behind this? Then we can go deep into the matter before we can now go into the marketing companies.
If I got his last prayer is that he's urging the leadership of the House to intervene.
Yes.
On the matter, and by that, the leadership will have now to liaise, I believe so, not on their own, to liaise with the marketers, liaise with the company supervising, the agency of supervising, and that's the NNPC. All the relevant committees of the House will have to be involved in it, and they will be able to solve the matter, I believe so. Thank you. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. Okay, point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Tobi Okechukwu, and I represent an area of Gojira Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Enugu State. My point of order is regarding my privilege to be properly and better informed, because the mover of the motion has not explained the circumstances where aviation fuel oil will cost 190 and suddenly it's 650. The operating economic environment has to be explained by him, that the knowledge, we pass our resolutions with sufficient knowledge.
Deputy Marine Leader, can you read the relevant portion of the point of order you want us to take?
It's rules of debate that
read the relevant point of order.
Leader, can I have the...
Order 6 rule 2. Order 6 rule 2.
Let him read it. They say he should read it.
He said rule of debate. Why? What is the problem? He has a point of order. No, you can't add value to him.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My point of order,
yes, sir,
is based on the Order 9, Rule 2, and then
can you read the point?
It refers to, Order 4 refers to a member must confine himself to contributions to the subject under reference And they must be
Meaning-
it must be sufficiently explained so that members will be able to
No,
understand
that particular
and
point of
pass
order.
a properly and
my-
knowledge-based resolution.
My brother, sir, that particular order is referring to the person who is speaking as of the time is contributing. And if I believe Inoli was very up in terms of what he had in his own paper.
No, he didn't explain how 190 naira can go to 650.
Well, Honorable Toby, you are too experienced for that.
No, I'm not too experienced to have knowledge.
You are too experienced for that.
Because
I believe Inoli have explained very well. It's about aviation crisis. That's likely to get the foundation.
No, what I'm saying is that he should have been allowed. We should enjoy we should be able to understand. Members should be able to contribute. That is actually the point I'm making.
I so much appreciate. I wish the gavel. I wish the gavel didn't go, and they would have allowed the debate to continue. Now that the gavel